Hi, I'm Navid Ansari, and in this video I'm going to talk about most used nodes part 4. So without any further ado, let's begin. For testing these nodes, I'm going to go to open level blueprint, and it's like this. And in here I want to talk about some important nodes that you should know about in Unreal Engine 4 or 5. They were all the same. So for that, you remember I did show you how you can have flow control, how you can have operations, and how you can access all the property in this details panel in here. For example, we click on this box in here and there is a lot of property, and I did show you how you can set them and change them in here in blueprint, right? So you can do all of that. But in this video, for example, I want to show you how you can access when you want to access this location that is 3 variable in it. It is a vector, and how you can access each one of them separately. So I did show you how you can access this object in your blueprint, how you can get the actor transform, and this will give you the transform of your act, and transform give you all of these 3 vectors in here, one for location, one for rotation, and one for scale. It will give you everything, right? And if you print it, let me show you print, and it doesn't show the print for us, and I did show you why it's happening. If you uncheck this context sensitive, it will show you print string, okay? And this way we will get the transform of our editor cube 11, and we get the transform of it, and we convert it to a string, and we will show it, okay? So let's just add an event tick in here and give it to our print screen, so it will print it. Okay, so let's just save and compile and run, and you can see it will give you the transform, x, y, z, rotation, and the scale of this box that we want. Okay, I did show all of these in last video. Now I want to show you how you can access each one of them. So for example, in this case we get the transform, and this transform, if we open up the output log, you can see it give us the location, the rotation, and the scale, and we want to have it separately. One way that I did show you is by just doing this, get actor location, and it will give you this, it will give you the location of this actor, right? So if we connect this to this in a string in here, again it changes it to a string because it's a vector, and now it's just showing us this location in here, just this 3 value. Okay, so if we compile it and run it, and you can see it's just giving you x, y, and z in one variable. Okay, so let's just stop this, and in here I want to show you how you can access x and y and z separately, how we can do that. All of this breaking vector in its value separately is with this, let me show you, break nodes. Okay, so if you search break, just uncheck this context sensitive, and you can see that we have break vector. And what this break vector do, it will give us the x, y, and z value of this actual location. So for example, let's just delete this, we want x value, just x value, right? And you can see that it's convert this float value to a string, and it will show it to us. So let's just compile it, and now you can see it's just showing us the x value. And if we hit over the cube in here, the x value will be changed, and you can see it that it exactly do what we want, right? So now we know how we can break a vector to its values, to x, y, and z values, and I know you get the idea how you can do that. So next I'm going to show you how you can break, for example, this transform. So you just drag and drop of this return value and say break transform, and it will show you. Okay, and with this break transform, it will give you the location, rotation, and scale, like we have it in here. We have location, rotation, and a scale, and we break it to the location, rotation, and a scale. And again, like before, we can show this location, and we can break this location as well. So with this we can break it, and we can have the x, y, and z value if we want, and we can change the x, y, and z value how we want. Okay, another thing in here, for example, breaking this rotation, if you drag and drop on it, say break, it will find you this break rotator, and like location, it will break the x, y, z, or roll, pitch, and yaw value of that, and you can have all of these values, x, y, and z, for our rotation easily, right? And you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, So let's just delete this again for a scale. You can again say break vector, because the scale and location is just a vector, and the rotation is like vector but it calls rotator. Okay, for example, we want to change the x value of this scale vector to be, for example, minus, okay, minus some value, so something like this. Okay, so how we can again create this scale vector and give it to the to our object, how we can do that. So for doing that, let's just show you. If you drag and drop it in here, and instead of saying break, this time you want to make this. Okay, so you say make vector. Okay, so it will make a vector for you, and for the vector it needs x, y, and z. So we want to change the x value of this vector, scale vector, but we don't want to change the y and z, so we can just connect it like this. Okay, so it will give us a vector in return, and we can use this make vector to change the scale of our actor or our box, right? So with that, we can make a transform in here. Okay, make transform, and what it wants, it needs location, rotation, and a scale. And with this return value, we want to set the scale in here. We don't need to set its location, so we can get the location from this break transform because we don't want to change the location. And this rotation from here, we can add it like this. Okay, so now that we have this transform, we can set actor transform, and you can see it's not showing us, so uncheck this context sensitive and search for set actor transform, and you can see it is in here, and we set the set transform in here. And now we need a reference to that object that we want to set the transform. Of course, we can just drag and drop from here, but I want to create another one so it will be more readable, right? So we give it to the target, and in here we need an execution pin, so let's just use event begin play. Okay, and let's just connect these to here. And now if we compile and run our game, if we go to our box, and you can see our box scale is changed and it's half of its size because we minus it by 0.5. So that was all about make a stuff or break a stuff. For example, you can do it for whatever values that has some value in it. For example, like breaking the time. Okay, break time, break daytime, for example. And you can see if we give it a daytime structure in here, you can get the year, month, day, hour, even millisecond of that. And again, it has make date time as well. So when you get this value, and if you want to change it and again create a date time structure variable, you can do it with make. So that's all you need to know with break and make, and you should know it. In most times you need that, and you see it in a lot of videos from now on. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you want to help me, hit that like button. It helps me a lot. It's very important to me. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.